Daniel and Lisa, a young couple with bright eyes, were filled with hope and excitement. They had even brighter dreams and found what they believed to be their perfect home, a Victorian mansion full of character and history, nestled on a sprawling lawn, seemed like a dream come true. They poured their hearts and savings into restoring its faded glory, working tirelessly day and night. Excitement bubbled as moving day arrived, marking the beginning of their new chapter. This was their fresh start, a chance to build their future in a home filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. But Lisa felt it first, a sense of unease that she couldn't quite shake off. A prickle on the back of her neck, a coldness that had nothing to do with the drafty halls, began to haunt her. She often felt a sense of being watched, an unsettling presence that lingered in the shadows. Her unease solidified when the first letter arrived, an ominous sign of things to come. Addressed simply to the new owner, the handwriting was spidery, the words chillingly polite, yet deeply unsettling. The writer claimed to be watching the house, welcoming them to the neighborhood in a way that felt more like a warning. But the tone was off, laced with a subtle menace that sent shivers down Lisa's spine, making her question their decision. Night descended, casting an eerie glow over the quiet neighborhood, and shadows danced in the corners of their unfamiliar home, creating unsettling shapes that seemed to move with a life of their own. Sleep came uneasily for Lisa, plagued by unsettling dreams and the echo of the watcher's words, which seemed to linger in the air long after she woke. One night, she woke with a gasp, her heart pounding in her chest like a drum. A soft tapping sound came from the window, barely audible but persistent. She lay frozen, fear clutching at her throat as the tapping continued, rhythmic and insistent, like a sinister metronome. Morning brought little solace. The police found no evidence of an intruder, dismissing it as a branch against the window, a simple explanation that did little to ease her mind. But Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, a gnawing sensation that grew stronger with each passing day, a feeling amplified by each new letter that arrived at their doorstep. They arrived sporadically, filled with intimate details about their lives, details that no stranger should know. The watcher knew when they were home, what they ate, even the layout of the furniture, as if they were being watched constantly. The letters were no longer polite. They were possessive, threatening, filled with a dark intent that made Lisa's skin crawl. Fear became a constant companion. They installed security cameras, their once welcoming home now a fortress of security. One evening, as they huddled together on the couch, the motion sensor light flickered on. On the security monitor, a figure stood at the edge of the yard, shrouded in shadows. Daniel rushed outside, but the figure was already gone. Only the faint rustling of leaves remained in the night. Driven by terror and a desperate need for answers, they decided to explore the one place they hadn't been, the attic. A heavy trapdoor led to a cramped, dusty crawl space. The air was thick with the smell of decay and something else, something faintly metallic. As they moved deeper into the suffocating darkness, their flashlight beam illuminated a wall covered in newspaper clippings. The air was thick with dust, and the floorboards creaked under their weight, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Articles about missing persons, unsolved disappearances, all centered around their new neighborhood. Each clipping seemed to tell a story of its own, a tale of fear and mystery that had plagued the area for years. And then they saw it. A small locked wooden chest tucked beneath the eaves. It was old and covered in cobwebs, as if it hadn't been touched in decades. Inside, they found a collection of letters, yellowed with age, all signed, The Watcher. The handwriting was elegant yet menacing, each letter a piece of a larger, more terrifying puzzle. This wasn't a new game. This terror had haunted their home for decades. The realization sent chills down their spines, making them question every creak and shadow in the house. Overwhelmed by dread, they knew they couldn't stay. The sense of impending doom was too strong and the fear too real. They packed their belongings. The dream of their perfect home shattered. Every item they packed felt like a piece of their broken dream, a reminder of the nightmare they were leaving behind. As they drove away, a final letter arrived. "You can't escape me," it read. The words echoed in their minds, a haunting reminder of the terror they were fleeing. "I am the Watcher, and this house will always be mine." The finality of the message was chilling, a declaration that their nightmare was far from over. The story of Daniel and Lisa is fictional, but it draws chilling inspiration from the real-life experience of the Broaddus family. Their ordeal was a real-life horror story that captivated the nation. In 2014, they purchased a beautiful home in Westfield, New Jersey, only to be terrorized by similar letters from a stalker calling themselves the Watcher. The letters were filled with threats and eerie observations about their family. Despite investigations and media attention, the identity of the Watcher remains a mystery, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are human. The Broaddus family's story serves as a haunting example of how real life can sometimes be stranger and more terrifying than fiction.